Welcome to another video installment from Tejada Photography. In this episode we'll be taking a look at a portrait I was commissioned to do. We're in downtown Denver. We've got a cargo kit here with stands and a very small lighting kit of SB800s and Pocket Wizards and various other little grip equipment. We were given a very small conference room in order to do this particular portrait. And I noticed when arriving that there was this frosted type glass. It had a translucent type material to it, and I felt that this would be a good material to pump some light through. We set up a SB800 on the outside of the conference room to project through this glass to see whether or not it gave us the quality of light that we actually wanted. You will notice here on the SB800 that there is a gobo attached to the side of it. This is to prevent any kind of flare coming back in my lens. I'm going to be positioned in the back corner. You can also see in this video I've placed a panel on the opposite side of that glass, which I needed to diffuse the light a little bit better. This is a straight shot without the diffusion panel of Eric going straight through the frosted material. And after looking at this, I felt the light was a little bit harsh and I wanted to soften it up a bit. So we put up a square panel, translucent material, and we felt that this would soften the light considerably. I went ahead and had Eric stand in one more time. This is still with one SB800 out in front, and you can see the quality of light on Eric is much better. Behind him on the wall towards the ceiling you can see raw light striking the back wall and the ceiling, which would end up being in the photograph. So I went back out to the SB800 in the hallway, my key light source, and ended up adding additional gobos around the strobe. This particular footage only shows one gobo to flag off the light from coming to my lens. I end up putting one on the other side of the lens, or other side of the strobe, as well as tape down the top of it just slightly so that I could prevent the light. You can see here where it passed through the opening of the top of the glass. You can just barely see here as the frame expands that there is open glass at the top of the frosted panel, and that's where my light was creeping into. The additional gobos allowed me to prevent that light from contaminating or hitting raw light against that back wall. So we went ahead and felt that this was a pretty good light to work with. I used the blinds inside the conference room. I closed those, but I allowed a small patch of light to strike the white wall behind me where I'll be photographing from, and that little splash of sunlight against that back wall added a little bit of ambient light to the scene, which absolutely worked perfect for filling in the shadow side of my subject's face. My subject brought in several different costume changes. We went ahead and changed out a couple different blouses and jackets to give my client a variety of looks. You can see here that the strobe on the outside here has the additional flags or gobos on it. I'll be back in that corner there by the lamp photographing my subject. And then here you can see that we're in position. My model has come in, and we're going to start shooting here. And we'll run through a couple different costume changes and give you a couple stills here so you can see what the quality of light looks on my subject. And again, this is pumping right through that glass, and then one additional panel to soften it up. She's very, very close to that panel. I'm shooting with the 50mm lens on a DX format, a D300, so it has a slight telephoto effect to it. And a few props in her hands, some costume changes, different positions, and got exactly what we were looking for when we came out. You can see exactly how close my subject is to that panel. The closer your subject is to its light source, the softer the quality of the light is. We arrived about 45 minutes before our subject was available to us to scout a location and to light it. And when our subject did arrive, we had approximately 10 minutes with her to get the required photographs, tight headshots as well as 3/4 length, and we also threw in several different costume changes as well. If you're interested in learning more about lighting with small strobes, I am now conducting workshops called Small Strobes Big Results, and we have a website under that same title. You're welcome to check it out and love to have you participate in a workshop. Thanks.